Do some rental property repairs, and one of the repairs that's got to happen real quick is there's a leak in this drain on the deck upstairs, and so it caused a bit of trouble down here in the ceiling. There is the drain that is leaking. It has been fixed before. And you can see that there is plenty of rot in the wood here.
There's that tall back. I can start. Well, I guess that siding can strip from up there.
Yeah. And we've got more rot here. So, yeah, this deck is done. It's got some rot up here. And this here floor is very soft, if you see that there. You know, it almost looks like that seam was opening up here too.
It's just a bad design.
Oh yeah. So Mitch is on that. Oh yeah. Okay, so there you go. The unknown mechanic and Mitch have the wall torn apart there, and you can see the extent of the rot that was behind it. Nice. All right, and there it is after day one.
Oh, I tried with that. Oh, you're trying to spin it out? I tried to spin it out. You going? I don't think it is. Yeah. Did you get it out, Mitch? Not really, no.
NFC West has kind of hung in balance between those two teams.
You got the tarp up here?
Yeah. So this thing here is just be easiest to just pull these, put in new ones on 16-inch centers that are going to be sloped that way, because these are already kind of like sloped this way and that way. Yeah.
I'm going to just leave them. We'll see. Well, I think it might be easier to take them out, considering what we're having to. If we take them out, that plywood will just drop out.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Maybe. Bring that pry bar though, Jeff.
Yeah. But yeah, because then you can slope everything properly.
You know, you get this screw out?
Hang on. Now you can toe screw that.
Yeah. And there you go. Cut off the old joists that were cantilevered out. Got to fix some wood rot under the door. And the unknown mechanic is installing joist hangers. And the new joists notched on the bottoms, and the old joists were just straight and planed off on the top to slant in towards the center.
Where's your other toe screwer?
Right here.
We had two going.
And so there you go.
Agency reports authorities believe several attackers may be
I think we
involved.
do have two
Unit
going.
police are urging people
Yeah,
to
we do.
avoid
Well,
Okay, with that.
Okay, so We've finished reframing the deck now. You see the floor joists of the deck are on 16-inch centers. We have the ends are doubled, and we have blocking over the wall below. So we have our first sheet of tongue and groove plywood in, and we need to put on this and another sheet and a half out there, sheet and a quarter. So we have our tarp over this now, so that it's supposed to start raining. But fortunately, we will be working in the dry because the tarp is over the deck. Okay. So yeah, it looks good. Very good. And the decking will slip under the siding, the sheet into the house here. Okay, so right now we have put in some reinforcement blocking in each of the corners, and that is because we are going to put some aluminum posts for the railings there, and that provides good solid backing to bolt into. Then this one panel is out there, and the unknown mechanic is putting GACO Flex deck coat on it. But you see we have the framing is all done here, compliments of Mitch. And if you look at the bottoms of the joist there, that is how we're getting the slope in these. They're 2x8s, and then Mitch has notched about an inch out of them to get a 1/4 inch per foot of slope away from the house. Something that the deck did not have before. And so then over here, it's raining a little bit outside, so the unknown mechanic is pre-coating the deck panels here.
I'm not going to put any more coating on until it's on.
And you heard it right there.
They all got 2 coats now?
They all have 2 coats.
And so you see we've got the deck surface, tongue and groove plywood is down, screwed, glued and screwed. Up here we have some gaps, so we filled this with 2-part Bondo, and Bondo is very, very, very strong. And then you see the little patching marks on the plywood, and those are the screw holes that we filled with GACO Deck caulk. And so that will make all the holes and gaps sealed. Then tomorrow we apply the GACO tape and a couple of coats of GACO Deck Coat over this. But yeah, it's coming along very nicely. And there you see over the side, you got to do some restore the siding on that. But yeah, not bad. Home restoration, love it. We still have to eliminate that. That's the old drain pipe for the deck up there. The deck used to slope in towards the center where the drain was. So we have changed the design of the deck to slope out away from the house towards the backyard. And it will never, ever, ever, ever again fail like this. I guarantee it.
It won't fail like that.
It won't fail like that. Out here, we have our flashing on the bottom. So this is a continuous flashing, and what we have done is we've got some, it's an aluminum flashing, so it's not going to rust out on us. And if you look up under there, you can see that the flashing is, let's see if I can, yeah, so anyway, it's the 2x4 flashing, angle flashing. And so we snipped the edges let me go back to that there. Okay, so we took the tin snips and cut this, and we folded the metal down over the threshold underneath there on both sides, so that now we have no water entry points. Then what we did here is we've got the flashing that we screwed down, and to make sure that our screws would go in all the way, we took this countersink bit and we hit it with the hammer, hit it once, turned it 45 degrees, and hit it again, and that creates a cone hole with a piercing through the aluminum. And then we added all the screws in here. We needed to double up the screws here because the flap in here is creating an upward force. So the next step is going to be when this caulk dries in, then we get the GACO Deck tape, and we embed the tape in GACO Deck over the flashing, and there'll be several coats of that, but that will give a sealed permanent finish over the flashing, and so that there's no way for it to come under the flashing. Anyway, so this worked out pretty good. This is the new underneath support for the door's aluminum threshold, and so the door just comes over this and drops down onto it. So yeah, the flashing here has quad caulk all under it, so that's completely sealed, and the screws are all 1¼ inch stainless steel, so those will never go bad. And as they screwed in, they had some of the quad came up through the hole, and so they embedded into quad caulk. Okay, so then after we get this set up, then we we'll put the edge flashing on all around and do the same thing with the quad or the GACO Deck tape to seal up the flashing, and then we will put our corner posts down. So we are moving along. Okay. Okay, so our Bondo is hard now, so let us just pull that off. There you see, our plastic made it, our mold made it nice and flat. Great. And let's peel our plastic away, and there you go.
You're a regular Rembrandt.
I am a regular Rembrandt. And see how nice that is, flat on the bottom. Everything worked out just nicely. Yep, it's hot. Okay, nothing I like better than the smell of Bondo in the morning. Okay, the unknown mechanic has been outside working on the siding, and he's got it mostly fixed up and installed here. Just one more piece along the bottom to put in, and then we have to put it in along the outside edge of the deck. But the deck is looking good. And here is the edging for the siding here, and then the trim board for the doors goes there, and there's a corner piece for the siding that will go here. Looks just like that piece there, and it'll go down all the way to the top of the deck. And a little more work on the deck, and then we'll flash the edge of the deck And then we got to put some cedar out at that end of the deck and at the outer edge of the deck there, and then a 1x2 to flash so that rainwater is directed out over and into the gutter. The gutter will be across the end out there, come over to the corner here and down to the ground below. So yeah, things are going very, very nicely here. And then we pulled the 2-inch pipe that was up there out, and we just got to cap it off over there where that hole in the ceiling is. Then we tied up the wires in there. We used some stackers. There's an extra length of wire here, and so we just put a loop up there. It's been there for 30 years. It was approved by the electrical inspector 30 years ago, so we're just going to leave it alone. And that's that. The unknown mechanic is putting a bead of quad caulk along the upper edge of the cedar 1x2. This is about a 9.5 footer, but you can see up there we have the first one on the edge up there, and this is the long one that's going to go along the long side. We're going to put a piece of the vinyl corner up to the top edge of the deck here, and that top lip of the corner will go under the flashing, and then the same thing with the vinyl corner piece over on this side. You see the existing one just below, so we have to make up that last 8 inches. So once we get the flashing, we'll set the flashing in quad, and then we will take that cone bit and pound down into the flashing to create a cone in the flashing and the plywood below, so that the screws will go flush to the surface. And that method works out pretty good. You can see the screws along here, and they are very flush. They don't stick up excessively. And the screws are going to be stainless steel. So, okay, Dave's going to hand that up here. And
up there and help you with it.
okay.
Is that easier for me up there, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Maybe not.
I think it'll be easier up here, Dave, because then you can move along the length of it. Okay, so I don't have a little handy pod, so we're gonna put some 1.25 brad nails in to tack it in place. Then we will drill it and put in the 1.25 screws. And there you go, we have now got our 1x2 cedar edging on, and then we're going to put a piece of hardyback siding 8.25 inches tall that will go right, it'll butt right up under the 1x2, and it'll hang down a little bit past, you see the plywood soffit here, and that will finish off this area. And so right now Dave is going to work on this vinyl corner for over here, and I guess I can work on the one for the other side. Okay. All right, we are going to cut our flashing. So I have this flashing right to the edge, and then this flashing here is going to come down, and we're going to run it 1/4 of an inch long over the top of this because the water flow is this direction. And then we will embed the flashing into quad. Okay, so I just hold the flashing into the siding, take my pencil, and I just mark the flashing like that. And there is our mark in the flashing, so we're going to just cut on the line with a pair of tin snips. Okay, well, hang on for 1 second. Okay, so we have our beads of caulk here, quad plus, or what is it? Quad max, there you go, good stuff. So we've got a bead that is filling the gap between the 1x2 and the plywood, and now we are going to set the flashing into it.
I'm going to pull it tight on this flat.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. And just kind of press it. Press it on down. Okay, so there you go. Stainless steel screws every 6 inches. Let's get a focus on it, eh? Okay, so we are making some good headway. We're just about to put the last piece of flashing in. We're going to put a piece of 1x2 over there as a backer to the flashing. Then Dave just finished making this piece here, and so you see how the flashing will drop over the top of that, keep water from going in, and then there's our connection down below here. Okay, so we have all our stainless steel screws are in. There's the other corner there. And so things are coming along very nicely. We're going to get this next piece of flashing caulked in with quad along the edge, and then screw it in, and then we will put a coat of GACO Deck down. And so that's what we're doing. We're putting that piece of 1x2 in there to be consistent with our gap here.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
Okay. And we're trying to beat the rain. And we're getting ready to put the GACO deck and mesh tape over the perimeter. We're going to do the bottom first, and then the upper one laps over that. We're trying to beat the rain. So if we can get this on real quick, then we can, hopefully it'll be dry enough that we can pull the tarp over it and then do the floor. Okay, and away we go. Mr. Unknown Mechanic is, okay, I'm going to need that brush.
You're going to have to locate it because I don't know where it went.
So, well, good. I think you got it there, boy.
Well, it looks reasonably thick.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, this will work.
Yeah, diesel fitter.
Yeah, diesel fitter. Okay. And this is what it's looking like on the outside. Let me turn up the gain on this. Okay, so you can see the hardy backer on the edges and our soffit. There we go. See how our corner came together, so that worked out very nicely. And this is the other side. So we got that vinyl siding corner in place nicely. So we will paint and caulk everything together. You see the joints on the hardy backer came together nicely. Have our light up there for the back door. Okay. So you see we've got the gutters in, and there you see we have the gutters up. And we need to finish putting in the downspout pipe. We have dug a pit here, and we've got 3 bags, 80 or 120 pound bags of rock, I'm not sure which, and we're going to put a 5-gallon bucket here with a 4-inch hole in it, and a 4-inch pipe will come through the trench under the walkway, and that is the gutter for the deck up above. And water will come down the downspout through the elbow and into the drain pipe and out into the rock pit. Okay, so this is the where the downspout works now. Comes down the wall from the gutter up above. Corrugated pipe comes, it goes down under the concrete walk and out over here and disperse into the ground. Okay, so we are just kind of taking a look at a couple of things here. This window next door, we don't really like the way that that was installed, you know, as you compare that with the other windows. So, just not quite a good idea. The other thing we want to look at here is this deck. And if you look at the deck, you see that there is no beam under the deck. And what they've done is, you can see they have nailed or screwed sections of 2x4 to the posts, and that's what they're calling support for the joists, the perimeter of the deck. So you've got that end joist out there, which is holding up all the other floor joists, and that's just not the way it's supposed to be done. And over here, I can't tell if they've got hangers in it or not, but they've got a flashing on it. Alrighty. Okay, so we had some failure in this seam here, and what happened was we're guessing that the tape or the construction adhesive holding the panels together started drying and gassing off. It's a solvent-based glue, and so the the weather warmed a few degrees, and so that is what we're thinking, is that it just got warmer and started releasing vapor, which caused a bubble under the seam joint. So we took a 7-inch grinder with 36-inch sandpaper on it and sanded out the old seam and finish, and then we put in a new seam here, or new mesh tape joint. So that's working out pretty good. It's nice and flat again. Once everything is all rolled out and covered, you'll never notice it. Okay? But this, you see it's all nice and flat now. And this one here, you see a little bit of a joint. And that probably should have been sanded before we put it together, but we were in a hurry against the weather. Okay, so let's get back on down and continue with our basement light electrical project. And that is the 7-inch grinder we used, 36-inch grit paper on it. I bought that for Mitch's birthday how many years ago?
A long time ago.
Long time ago.
You bought it for him?
Yeah, I bought him a birthday
For
present.
doing the GTO?
Yeah, when he was refinishing his 67 GTO that you talked him into getting, found from Mitch, Susanville, California. That's a whole nother story in itself. Okay. All right, we are getting ready to fill this with epoxy. We're going to run a long timberlock bolt through here from the outside to the inside. It's about an 8-inch bolt, and we'll probably run 2 of those to replace the dowels that have rotted out, and try to fix that. Yeah, you see right here, this is one of the old dowels here. So we're going to fill this with foundation epoxy, and this is just a cell phone camera view of the repair, so you can see where the epoxy is, and you can kind of see that jagged line there where it ended. We ran out of epoxy, but that whole tube filled the void inside, and we have these 2 10-inch long timberlock screws in there that take the place of the dowel pins that used to be in there to hold the door together and keep the hinge side of the door solid against the rest of the door. So, okay, good deal. And there you have it. We have got, the ceiling is sealed up. We've got a couple coats of speed mud on there, and we will just do a quick finish coat of finish mud, and this ceiling, this deck area will be just about done. And I am just about finished with the top coat of finish mud in here. And remember, when you do mud, you try to do about 80-90% of your sanding in how smooth and flat you screed out your finish coat. So all I have to do is this last wall section here, and then I'll be done with the finish mud. Give it a quick light sand, and we'll be done. And then we found this one, an old mesh piece of tape that was failing in here, so we replaced it with paper tape. Always use paper tape. Okay. Look at those
Over here.
sparkles of water.
Yeah. They're over there, the drops are bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Was the deck from dry?
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then we should be good.
Yeah, it was skinned over. I was getting ready to do it again.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the grip actually.
Yeah.
The grip grips.
Yeah, it does. Well, if we can get another coat of that shit on there, review the handrail.
Yeah. Well, not tonight. All right, we are installing the rails, posts and rails on the deck now.
fresh rags.
Yeah. Now, do you want these ones just plumb?
I want those plumb, yes.
Boom.
I don't want them any better than plumb.
Any better? Yeah, I don't want anything better than
Nothing
plum.
more perfect than plumb.
So not grapefruit. Okay. Let's see what we get here. I'll test the most dangerous one.
Okay, I'm going down after some more rags.
All right. We have hit meat. Okay, so right now we have put in some reinforcement blocking in each of the corners, and that is because we are going to put some aluminum posts for the railings there, and that provides good solid backing to bolt into. So I have marked the holes where they are in the bottom of the post, and now I'm using a punch to center where I want to drill, and now I'm drilling about 2.5 inches deep, and then we'll put our 3-inch by 3/8 inch stainless steel lag screws in there. Right now I'm using the washers to help plumb the posts. We use the washers instead of the spacers that they supply because the washers are more versatile and we can get a better level with them. I'm going to fasten the posts down now with the 3-inch long by 3/8 stainless steel lag bolts, and we just want to fasten them down and tighten them snug but not permanently fix them, because we still have to measure and fit the railings.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's good. You're on the edge of the bubble. And we're good there. Okay, we are good to go, man.
All right.
Okay, so 73 1/4. So if you're going to do that, then you already have your 1/8 inch gap over here.
Yeah.
So all you need is like 3/16 over there.
So is this what you think we should do?
Sure, that'll work.
Pencil. And we can cut it with that saw, right?
Yeah. Okay, so 3/16 in from the end, from the pole.
Okay.
Okay.
You stand up and look at it.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. And then pull the, where's the bottom rod? Okay. We can center that.
Yeah. So we're gonna want to cut.
Yeah, lift up and pull. Okay.
Okay. How many inches you got?
All right. I've got from the post. It's at 3 inches now.
I'm probably about the same.
3 inches.
3 inches to the inside.
Towards the inside, towards the post.
I've got 2.5.
2.5. Okay. 1/4 inch. 2 3/4.
Not there yet. 2 3/4 to the far edge.
Towards the post.
Yeah, 2 3/4 towards the post.
Yeah.
On there.
Yeah, your post, not my post.
Yeah, right from here, this side of the square.
Yeah. So mark it 3/16 in, or 1/8 inch in, and I'll mark this one.
Okay.
Give me. I need that.
Are you measure your 2 3/4?
Be sure to center your bottom rail and match your upper rail by trimming the 2 outboard spacers so that they have the same spacing.
We just cut 50 $50 off that rail.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Coming back up, huh?
Yeah.
Guess what I noticed?
Okay. To put the bars in between the rails, we get a couple bars installed between the bottom and the top rail, and then we put a bungee cord at the end to hold it together. Then you see how we have the bars angled, and we put these spacers into the top rail and then slide the bars in sequentially, putting a spacer between each bar as we go. And that system worked out pretty well. The one end of the railing holds together, and then we hold the bars together as we progress across. So there you see we have everything assembled now, and we are bringing it out onto the deck, getting the corner post ready to receive the railing. Just a final check on the measurement there. So the bottom and top slide into the railing post against the house. The unknown mechanic is putting the post out on the corner in, and it is together. So now he's going to put a bunch of quad caulk under the post base, and then put in the 3-inch long, 3/8 inch diameter stainless steel bolts to hold it down, and we are plumbing it as we go. The unknown mechanic and I got it all set up. He's cleaning off the rest of the quad. We're about to install this piece here. We have a center post, and then we have two just over 4-foot spans of railing. But yeah, this is the railing here, and it's nice railing. Very solid. Very solid. Okay, we are just about ready to put the last of the railings in. We have cut them, and we're just about to install them. The unknown mechanic is putting gray quad caulk on them, on the bolts and washers. Getting ready to install the center post, and I'm going to put caulk into the holes and make sure the washers are encased in quad caulk also. And then when I get that set, I will do a square of caulk to seal the entire area under the post base. So now the unknown mechanic is positioning the washers, and we're still not quite ready to set the post in because we need to attach the railing. Okay, there's the top one.
Hang on, there's something wrong here.
Okay, got the bottom. Oops.
You got yours?
Yeah.
Bottom one.
Okay.
And then lift it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You ready? I think we're in. Okay.
All right, let her rip.
You gonna hold it?
Yeah, go ahead. Just lightly when you hit the bottom. Okay. Okay, the front corner. Okay, let's see what we got for plumb. Where's the bubble stick?
Right behind you.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
Okay, we are just...
Yeah, okay, so we need to tighten these two here.
More?
Let me see. Okay, so we are plumb this way, and that way.
How's that?
Yeah. Let's see the bubble there.
That's good.
Yep. Okay, now, yeah, yank that one.
I wonder if we should we clean up the mess or...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, get that. So we need to remove this corner post. We had it fastened down and plumbed up so that we could make measurements for the railings. So now we're going to take out the bolts and we're going to do the two railings together here because the two railings come together on this post and we have to be able to get both railings in there.
Yeah. I'll go get the rail.
Drop out the door. We're going to need both rails, Dave. Yeah. Okay, so the same thing here. I am squirting quad into the bolt holes and then making a square to seal the entire area under the post base. Now I'm repositioning the washers and encasing them in quad so that everything is watertight, waterproof. And then we're going to put both railings together. Okay, so you can shove that one in and here, Dave. Hang on. Oh, boy. Okay.
You want to just shove yours in first? The bottom one doesn't go that good.
Okay, now.
Yeah, I got both mine.
Okay, don't push down quite yet.
See, you're having the same trouble I had.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden it just goes.
Yeah. Let me get down here.
There we go.
Okay, now grab the other one.
The other rail?
Yep.
Okay.
Put it in up there.
Yours first?
Yeah, sure.
Huh?
Okay, got the bottom.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get the top here. There.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, now get that.
Yeah, just want to get the bottom first. Got it. That bottom.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, pretty soon.
We gotta ooze the bolts here.
Yeah.
Here. Why don't I put some on and hand them to you? That's enough to do everything.
And we are going to drive these bolts down now into the blocking that we installed earlier when the deck was being built, and we are encasing the tops of the bolts and washers in quad caulk to make sure that they are watertight, waterproof. We do not want water penetrating the deck, so we are using the impact driver to fasten them down and being careful not to over tighten. Okay, that's it. That wouldn't go anymore.
Okay, is it plumb the other way?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
No?
No, it's good.
Why were you banging?
I was checking to see if it moves in. So this one is tilting out just a little that way.
You want to tighten it?
I don't know. I don't really think it's even worth it, really.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I think we'd be done.
maybe I'll just. Yeah, it ain't going nowhere.
No. We're done.
Okay.
We are installing the cuffs on the bases of the poles, the posts. And there are two pieces. There's a seam here, seam back there, and the two slip together. This one rides high because it's up against the house here. You can see the siding is kind of holding it up off of the base, and then also there's a bit of caulking under there sealing up the base, so that's fine. And then you see we have these little footies under the middle span of the railings, and this is just something you put in there because people who are just kind of naturally going to put their foot here, and if they do that, then they could possibly bend this bottom piece down, wrecking it. And the other thing they can do is push down enough that these railing stiles pop out, and then you have them not going in. So here is how you put these pieces on. It goes through, okay, and then we slip the other half through. Okay, so we have that one in. Okay, and there you go. So we have these post bases are all completely encased in Quad Max caulk. We have Quad Max caulk under these, and so everything is sealed up really well. This deck will never leak again. And then you can see underneath here we put the stainless steel screws up under the railings, so that holds all that together nicely. And over here, all of these top rails are stainless steel screwed to the posts, and the bottom ones don't need that. They're just in there because there's the bottom of the post isn't moving. And these ones here have just the one screw on the back side, and then there's nothing attaching here, and so that just lets it move a little bit. Anyway, okay, so mission accomplished. The deck is finished. Let me just step back here and show it to you. So remember, that used to be a half wall over there that was completely rotted away, and then the rest of the deck had a lower half wall with siding on the inside and outside of the walls. And it was a water trap with basically a shower drain that was in the middle. So whenever a leaf would get on that, water would fill back up, and you could get water leaking into the house up under the door here. So now water just goes out into the gutter and down the downspout into the French drain, which you can just see where we dug out the French drain here, and over there to about 3 or 4 bags of crushed rock with a corrugated, solid, non-perforated pipe. Okay. And remember, the doors here, we rebuilt these doors because they had rotted out. So we filled them with Bondo and epoxy, and you can watch the video on how we repaired these doors. All right. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.